morning. If you have any special requests, you can type them into the chat. Or if you just want to share how you're feeling, you can always do that too. Finding your long spine. That could be lying down, could be sitting up. It's just a place where you feel like you can have some length in your spine, some openness in your chest, and also still feel your connection to just grounding to the earth. And then bringing awareness onto your breath. You can have your eyes open or your eyes closed. And our quote for today: liberation is where a difference is seen as an asset and not a liability. Pastor Michael McBride. So when you're ready, if you don't have any special requests, we're actually going to move up to stand today. I am super exhausted today and really achy in my body, and so I find it really helpful to take the opposite action. Great, awesome, thank you. I see that. So go ahead and just make a transition up to standing. It might be nice today to have like either a chair or a bed or blocks or like something that you might want to support you, or a wall nearby. So the first thing that we're going to do at standing is just to do some dynamic stretching or some dynamic leg swings. So you can hold onto a wall. You can also do this with your balance, and then just swinging one leg forward and back. Just kind of getting the muscles working together and getting the blood flowing. And then when you're ready, you can just switch on to the other side. Swing opposite leg. And then we're going to do it once more again on each side. So you can flip yourself over again. And this time as you do it, I invite you to think about your midline, just your spine going upward. So as if your midline just kind of goes up. I like to think of it as like from the base of my pelvis, my pelvic floor, straight up my spine, out the top of my head. And just sort of gives me a sense of just support as I'm working. Ooh. And then when you're ready, you can switch right over to the other side. And again, thinking about that midline from the base of your pelvis out the top of your head. Beautiful. Okay, and then we can just stop for a moment and just bring yourself into a standing position. You might close your eyes here and just notice what changed in your body. You might feel a little more blood flow. And then we're going to just take a little swinging action, a little twisting. So I'm just going to shift my weight from side to side and let my arms just like go with me. I'm starting to twist. I might even start to look behind me over the shoulder as I go. And if it feels good, you could even bring your hand up and give yourself a little tap on the shoulder. So like I make a fist and I kind of give myself a little tap there. Some people like to tap underneath the arm, like give yourself a little tap under the shoulder. I find it really helpful for my top of my shoulders to just get a little something in there. Oh, I could do this one for a long time. When you're ready, we're going to come into a stretch. Let's actually start with the thigh. So if you want to use something for balance, you can. We'll come back and we'll just grab hold of the foot, letting the knee go down towards the floor. And you want to be careful here to not feel it in your knees. You really want to feel it in your thigh. So if you're feeling it in your knee, you can try bending your bottom leg and kind of moving the knee around and figuring out where you can get the openness on the front of the thigh instead. And then again, feeling that midline, so feeling from the base of your pelvis out the top of your head. I almost think of it like a fountain, right? So there's something just really supporting me there. And breathing in and breathing out. And then we'll take the other side when you're ready. Great, and finding that midline out the top of the head, that nice fountain feeling. All right, we're going to move into stretching the back of the leg. So this is a place where the difference of your body and how you're feeling is really important. So for me, in the morning. I have a little bit of a hamstring tear on one side. So it's not really good for me to do like a full touchdown. If you feel okay with your feet apart and bringing your hands down to the floor, you can. Or you could just use a surface. So I'm using a chair here. A bed would work as well. And I'm just gonna put my foot up on the chair and then stretch myself forward. But pretty much anything that starts to get into the back of the leg, you could do. And then from here, I'm just gonna focus on my spine, lengthening out a little bit, opening my heart. And just honoring where your body is at this morning and what it needs. I think this is also a place where it's easy to sort of feel like we have to push, but really we don't need a lot to start to open the muscle. Right? We don't need to feel a pull. You can just invite a gentle opening. And then when you're ready, switching yourself over to the other side, other foot forward. You can put your hands down on the floor if you're fairly open this morning, or use your support. And then again, just meeting your body where it's at. I like to think of the effort of my practice not about changing my body, but just about opening my body. Finding some space. And a couple deep breaths there. All right, then we're going to come into a downward facing dog leg shape. So that could be downward facing dog for you if you have that in your practice and you're open your shoulders. You can also use a table or the wall. And I'm using the back of a chair here, and I'm just going to walk my feet back. I'm going to keep my knees nice and bent and then pull my spine nice and long. So one of the benefits of downward facing dog is just getting this thing called axial extension of the spine, where we stretch both sides of the spine. And so you can get that on a chair or at the wall. It doesn't have to be your most extreme stretch. And then a couple breaths there, just feeling the length of your spine, feeling that space. Liberation is where a difference is seen as an asset and not a liability. So I invite you, as you go through the rest of your day, to work with that. Liberation is where a difference is seen as an asset and not a liability. It's rethinking how we think about our bodies, our differences. All right, when you're ready, that is our time for today. Thanks for joining in.